Truth is, not many people know how to study. That's why there is only one topper in class. What do these people know that you don't? Studying for too long can be a problem. Humans aren't designed to sit for longer hours. We are meant to move, run and do physical activities. Just look at our bodies. Blood, which carries food and oxygen to all organs in our body, needs us to move around to circulate properly. Sitting for too long can reduce oxygen and blood flow reaching to the brain, which are essential for staying alert. The longer you sit, the less focused you will be. And if you try to focus yourself beyond this point, everything will just overflow. Now that you know studying for too long isn't helpful, you decide to get up and take a walk. Who left the dumbbell there? I think it was me. I've read muscles grow and repair during rest, not during exercise. I wonder if something similar is true for learning and studying. As it turns out, the same is true for studying. Serious learning doesn't happen when you are just sitting down to study. It also happens during the rest. That's why taking frequent breaks not only recharges you, but also improves your learning. Engaging in physical activities after studying releases a chemical called BDNF. Think of it as a fertilizer for your brain, as it helps your brain to grow and learn. BDNF promotes the growth and survival of neurons, which are essential in learning. If I can do physical activities after studying, it's like hitting two birds with one stone. Not only does exercise help me remember things better, but also improve my overall health. It's like I found a secret cheat code.
You idiot! What are you dreaming again? Put that chadai on the floor before your grandpa comes.
Okay, mummy.
Can I face this? Can I make it? I feel faithless, wish I could replace this. I need changes, I wanna be the greatest, so I will chase it.
This single strand of thread is weak on its own, but when mixed with other threads, it becomes strong and durable, just like this tie.
I wish I had known this when I was in school. In math, I used to do one type of problem until I became good at it. But when a similar problem appeared on exam, I couldn't solve it. Just as a single thread, no matter how long, is weak on its own. Spending too much time on a single topic can lead to a quick forgetting. That's why it's important to mix things up during a study session. For example, if you're studying math, instead of doing only algebra problems, try switching to trigonometry. Or you could study math and science together, as the concepts are closely related. You could learn about Pythagoras theorem in math and then apply it to calculate the vectors in physics. If you are studying a language or learning to code, you can mix something that's shown on screen. But why does it work though? When you learn the same topic over and over again, your brain gets used to it and stop actively engaging. This makes it harder to remember information later. But by mixing things up, you are forcing your brain to actively think about how different concepts relate to each other, which helps you to retain information better in the long run. Now that you put the mat on the floor, you go inside and resume your studying. Now you know that you shouldn't sit and study for long hours. But how long should you study? That's something you have to experiment with yourself. Everyone is different. Some people can sit and concentrate for 30 minutes, while others can concentrate for 3 hours.
Aww. Beta, what would you like to eat?
Sandwich. no matter how simple or complex a topic may be. If you try to learn everything at once, you will get choked. Instead, break it down into smaller, more manageable subtopics. This way, you won't feel overwhelmed, and who knows, you might even start enjoying the learning. If you are not sure how to break down a complex topic, use the following prompt in the ChatGPT. I'm learning so and so. Can you break it into smaller, manageable chunks to make it easier for me to learn? You can use the previous method of interleaving along with making chunks, especially if you don't have different topics to mix with. Eating a heavy meal before studying is a bad idea. When you eat a lot, your body diverts the blood flow to the digestive system. This, along with the changes in your blood sugar, can make you feel drowsy and sleepy. To avoid this, you should eat smaller, more frequent meals. Personally, when I have to study or do some mental work, I try not to eat more than 80% of my capacity. If I eat more than that, I become too lazy to do anything.
Is it night already? It's 10:30. Sure. Mummy, did grandfather came?
He came and went while you were sleeping. He asked me not to wake you up, and he left a gift for you.
He packed it poorly but managed to hide what's inside. It's hard on touch. It's stiff as a board. What might this be? Let's open it.
Yaar, who gives book as a gift in this age? I wonder what my friend Mohit is doing.
Let's do one thing then. Let's invite Ishan, Tarun and Pooja for the group study. Wouldn't that be better? See you tomorrow then. Chal, bye.
I have slept just now and I don't feel hungry. Let me just sit on bed and study. Studying on bed is a bad idea. What do you use bed mostly for? Sleep and relax, right? Just as the thought of your favorite food can make your mouth water without your conscious effort, your brain has associated bed with sleeping and relaxation. When you study in bed, a place you usually sleep and use your phone, your brain has to fight the urge to sleep and avoid distractions. But no matter how hard you try to resist, sleep usually wins in the end. While studying for exams, many people think that sleep is a waste of time. Many don't sleep before exams to cram as much as possible, but they are missing out on something important. Sleep is where the magic begins. Whatever you have learned, experienced, seen or touched during the day is now processed, filtered and moved from short-term memory to your long-term memory. There's one problem though. We have no control over what our brain stores in the long-term memory. That's why we have to take tests and review topics to check whether they are stored properly in the long-term memory. Now, when you want to wake up is totally up to you. Some people are most focused in the morning while others are at their best at night. It doesn't matter when you wake up. Whenever you do, make sure to study.
Hello? Mohit, listen. Don't invite anyone. Just only you come.
Why? What happened?
I'll explain everything later. You just do as I say.
Yaar, who gives book as a gift in this age? Just as you don't need all of your friends to be happy, you don't need to study everything. You don't have to know every single word to speak better English. You don't have to know everything about computers before you start to code. There are certain words, topics, and concepts which are used more often than others. Identifying the important topics and leaving out the less essential ones is a great way to study effectively. Everyone is different, even siblings who look the same, live together, eat together, go to school together can be very different. So, study at your own pace and focus on being better than you were yesterday, and apply these techniques to study more in less time.